Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the L6 League of Legends show. This is Quinten.
And that is Sean. And today we will be taking the time to reflect on the recent events of the League of Legends World's Finals.
And to help us do that is our fantastic analyst Nick. But he is not the only one here to help us today.
We are also proud to present the newest member of our group, Jelle, who will be joining our team permanently as another analyst.
Maybe you can tell us a little more about yourself, Jelle?
No! Thanks for that, Jelle, and welcome to our team.
Now, before we continue to the highlights, we want to take a moment to thank our sponsor for today, the Helden Podcast. In this podcast, legendary host Thijs van Dijk starts a conversation with professional athletes regarding their most inspirational and motivational moments in life. Thijs van Dijk asks important questions, such as, who are your heroes, and why? Whether it's about mental health, superhuman abilities, or social impact, inspiration comes in all shapes and sizes. So join Thijs van Dijk in his weekly episode of the Helden Podcast to give your ears the love they deserve. Out now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Sean, do you listen to it every week? I do.
Every day even. I listen to the same episode 7 times.
Wow, you sure are a die-hard fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks again to our sponsors. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at the highlights of the 2021 League of Legends World's Finals. Wow, wasn't that exciting? I'm still having a hard time believing all those amazing plays. What about you?
I'm having a hard time understanding them honestly, but luckily for us we have some amazing analysts with us. Maybe you could tell us more about the final and the road for the teams, how they got to the final.
Well, of course you can, Sean. Jelle, can you tell us something about Damwon Kia?
Yeah, so let's
dive more into Dongwon Kia. They are a team from South Korea, and this year they won the LCK. They are the winner of Worlds in 2020, so they are a pretty strong team. They won the LCK dominantly without dropping any matches. They also did not drop any matches in the pool phase and the quarterfinals, which is really impressive. The semi-finals were pretty rough. They played against T1, which is a really strong team. They came out on top though with 3 matches against them.
T1 is a strong team indeed. But can you tell us something more about EDG?
Okay. So Edward Gaming is a Chinese team and they won the LPL this year, but not in a dominant fashion. EDG did not win the regular season, but they won the playoffs through the loser bracket. In Worlds they also did not do very good. They came out second in the pool phase and they qualified for the playoffs. In the playoffs they had some really rough games. In the quarterfinals they won 3-2 against Royal Never Give Up. In the semi-finals they also won 3 against 2, but this time against Genji. This team really knows how to play with their backs against the wall.
Yeah, 2 incredible teams and they delivered because the final was amazing.
Wow, it's truly been an amazing journey for both teams. But Nick, what can you tell about the current patch and how did these teams optimize the current meta?
Good question. Nick, can you take us with you in these changes?
Of course I can. There are 3 major changes going into Worlds. We have a change for Cannon, for Ryze and for Varus. Varus got shut down the most. His Q got an increase and because of that he didn't see any play in the entire Worlds. Ryze and Cannon however did see a lot of play, even though they got nerfed pretty bad. They were both in the top 12 most played champions. However, the number 1 champion that got played the most was Miss Fortune. She got played around 80 times in the entire Worlds. However, she didn't see any play during the finals, which was interesting to see. Another interesting pick for me was the Ziggs in the 80k rule. Daewon picked it twice and they lost twice. So, in my opinion, not a very good pick. One good pick, however, was the Xin Zhao in the jungle for JJ. He played really well in it, got a Baron steal, and was the main reason they really got the shine in the finals.
That seems to be a pretty good wrap up about Worlds.
That was very enlightening about the patch. I didn't know a lot of that. So when it came to the final, many predictions were made about which way the final will go. What can you tell us about those predictions?
That's right, there were a lot of predictions made. Almost 84% of players expected DK to win, with only 16% of players expecting EDG to win. These predictions can easily be called one-sided. But that seemed pretty logical because EDG had a pretty rough run towards Worlds actually. But who does not love a good underdog story, am I right?
I don't, because I don't want to win because of my pick'ems.
And for both of you, what were the key moments of this match? What decided the outcome of these whole finals?
Yeah, we ran through a quick analysis about all the 5 games.
Starting with Game 1. The first thing that comes to mind when looking at Game 1 was the Yasuo top lane pick for Daewon. To be honest, it wasn't a great success. What was a great success though, was the Jarvan the 4th pick for EDG. JJ played really well on him, got a lot of dragons, and in the end EDG stomped Daewon to get the win in the first game. But what in Game 2 happened was incredible, wasn't it?
It really was. Daewon did what Daewon does best, and the team fighted really well. Xin Zhao gave EDG a bit of hope, getting a really great Baron steal. But Daewon keeps on crushing EDG, taking the 3rd dragon and the 2nd Baron. DK stomps EDG and takes their revenge, taking the match to 1 against 1. So, Daewon gets some real momentum, but can they keep the momentum up?
That's the real question. When Game 3 started, Daewon's top laner Khan got camped early on. EDG played better in the first 15 minutes. Dragons however went to Daewon for the first time in 3 games. But with one team fight is enough for Daewon to turn the game around and get the Dragon Soul. After Daewon takes the Baron and they finish the game off, getting a lead of 2 against 1.
History repeats itself and EDG plays with their backs against the wall again. But in the game, they take the first 3 dragons, like in Game 1 and 2. Daewon tries to get the 4th Drake, but EDG steals it, gets the 4th Drake and the Dragon Soul. when EDG also takes the Baron and their top laner seems unkillable through its extreme farm, EDG stomps Damwon, taking the 4th game and setting a 2-2 record.
Game 5, final game. Everybody's nervous and everybody wants to perform. When we look at the champions that got picked for the final game, we see that Damwon goes for the Ziggs AD carry again. Interesting pick again. In the first few minutes, Damwon's top laner gets camped a lot and he isn't performing as well as he should have. But then, EDG's top laner beautifully engages with the cannon ult and giving EDG a very big lead in this game.
Damwon goes for the sneaky Baron and takes it, trying to get the game back into their favor.
However, EDG goes for the Dragon Soul and after that they're gonna teamfight Damwon. But it isn't going to plan, they're losing this fight. But then, out of nowhere, EDG's AD carry Viper comes in and helps them kill 3 people of Damwon. No one thought Damwon could fall short in teamfights, but they did. EDG then kills Damwon's jungler and now Damwon has no smite to secure the Elder Drake. EDG gets the Elder Drake and after that they also get the Baron, finishing the game and taking back the cup to China.
What a beautiful game.
Those key moments, they change everything. And after the game, the MVP of the finals was announced. Congratulations to Scout for being announced as the MVP of the finals of League of Legends. So maybe you could tell us a little more about Scout and why in fact he was nominated as the MVP and why he deserved it.
So Nick, take us with you on the amazing journey of Scout.
Well, Scout is a really interesting player. He's a Korean guy who started playing at SKT1, a team we mentioned before. But he couldn't replace Faker, as Faker is the best player of all time. After just 2 games for SKT, he left for China to play for EDG in 2016. However, EDG had their own star mid laner, Pawn. But luckily for Scout, Pawn had a back injury, which put him in the hospital. This gave Scout a chance, and he took that chance, winning the LPL in his first season. In Worlds, however, they were knocked out in the quarterfinals, which was very disappointing for them. The next year, they won the LPL again, and Scout carried them from a 0-2 stand against RNG. Expectations were high again going into Worlds, but EDG finished last in the group. This was his 3rd season at EDG, and in the 3rd season, he didn't win the LPL. He finished 5th, but they did qualify for Worlds. But it didn't end well for them. EDG got knocked out in the quarterfinals and were called an average team, even though they won 2 out of the last 3 LPL seasons. In 2019 and 2020, EDG failed to win the LPL and they didn't qualify for Worlds. Scout's contract was almost ending and everybody thought he was going back to Korea. However, he renewed his contract and he helped the organization. He also recruited Viper for them, one of the, if not the best AD carry in the world. With Viper on the team, Scout got his 3rd LPL trophy and they looked ready to finally break the world's curse. And against all odds, they did it. They defeated the reigning champion Damwon and in one of the most exciting finals. All time, they brought back the cup to China. Amazing.
What an amazing career this guy has.
Well, wasn't that informative?
Yeah, it really was. And our team here in the studios weren't the only ones watching the finals. In total there were more than 4 million viewers.
Wow, that's a lot of viewers.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I'd actually like to hear more about their perspectives on the final, and luckily to do that we've gotten the help of our master interviewer Pim. So let's see what he's got for us.
Thank you guys from the studio. So today unfortunately I'm not at location, today I'm in a different studio, interviewing some people by phone because of COVID. So actually going to the first question, what are your thoughts about the finals?
Well, I really love the finals, especially all 5 games, very close, all of them. Outcome very surprising, so yeah, very good finals.
Nice you enjoyed the finals, and what was your play of the finals?
Well, for me it was like the game 5, final fight for the Elder Dragon, EDG coming in clutch, securing it, and eventually winning the game.
Okay, nice. Did you expect EDG to win?
Well, I was hoping EDG would win, but you know, Damwon was also very strong coming into the finals, so you would never know.
Whoa, I didn't expect EDG to win, but what was your favorite pick of the finals?
Well, for me it was the Zillion support from Mako in game 1. Can Killian the Zillion.
Going back to the old days. So did you expect Scout to be the MVP?
Well, I don't really think so, because I think JJ and Viper also played very, very strong in the series.
Well, actually they all played really well. Thank you very much for your time for this interview, and now actually I'm gonna interview somebody else as well. So what did you actually think about the finals?
I really enjoyed it. It was amazing. It was very exciting. 5 games, 3 to ADG. I didn't like it because I'm a Dortmund fan, but you know, at least we got good games, so I enjoyed it.
Well, nice that you enjoyed the finals that much, even EDG has won. Do you think Kans played as good as he could?
Yeah, I don't know. He could have played better, I think, but it's tough being camped, and also the pressure of him his last year at Worlds especially. It's tough. It's really tough. I don't know. I can't decide, but I think he could have played better.
Well, yeah, it's really difficult to perform under pressure for Khan as well. So, what do you think about season 11?
Well, first off, I think there were a lot of good changes, like the shop and the items. I thought it at first hand, especially. It's refreshing. It's really refreshing for the old players as well, but it's also hard for them because it's so new and they got so used to the old things that it's just tough. It's tough, but they get used to it, and now I think everybody likes it more than it used to be.
Yeah, I can get that. So, did you enjoy the opening show?
I think it was amazing, but for me it was probably more amazing than for other people because I was already really hyped about Arcane. So all the intros and just the teasers of the show, I found it really amazing. I was really hyped about it. Of course, the singing and the music of Riot Games is always just really good. The production behind it, everything. But still, I don't think it beats 2017 with the big Elder Dragon. That was just amazing back then.
Yeah, so thank you very much as well for this interview. As you can see here, there are lots of different opinions about the finals, but also as League of Legends itself. Now back to the studio with Sean and Quinten.
Well, wasn't that informative and fashionable? Thank you for that, Pim.
And that, unfortunately, brings us to the end of the show already.
It does. It really does. So don't forget to like and subscribe to all the L6 channels.
Another huge thanks to our sponsors, the Helden Podcast and H20.
And a big thanks to our fantastic analysts and all the crew here behind the scenes.
And thanks to you all for tuning in.
So that's it for tonight. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh no!
Get in!